going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. I don't mean to laugh. Something hit me when I was saying my intro, and I just laughed. I'm sorry. But listen, let's jump into this news. I was not going to touch this story, but y'all are sending me this hand over fist, so I'm going to just do it so y'all can stop sending it to me. Story I'm talking about is news. By now, you all have heard about the governor's mansion arson damage that has occurred at Governor Shapiro's, the governor of Pennsylvania, shout out PA, mansion at the hands of this idiot right here, Cody Balmer, who's a mechanic, and his motive of why he did it is head scratching. But anyway, I look at this whole thing as just another goofball that wants to make a name for themselves by doing something because they have a personal grievance with government and just another mindless idiot. But anyway, let's take a look at the story. Then it's going to talk a little bit about him and his motive. This guy right here is stupid as can be. Take a look.
Take a look at your screen as a Pennsylvania man is in custody this morning after Pennsylvania State Police say he set fire to Governor Josh Shapiro's home in Harrisburg. This while they were inside. Fox 29 Philadelphia's Greg Payne joining us live this morning with the very latest. Greg, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. I mean, it was quite the alarming situation for Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and his family as that fire was set at around 2 a.m. right here at the governor's mansion in Harrisburg. Now, we are told that during that period of time, Governor Shapiro and his family and a guest were all sleeping, and luckily everyone was able to make it out with no injuries. Now, the governor held a press conference yesterday in front of his residence. He says him, his family, and some guests were woken up Sunday at around 2 in the morning by bangs on the governor's mansion door from Pennsylvania State Police, alerting them to evacuate. Now, luckily, everyone made it out safe, but these pictures show the heavy damage inside the mansion. Authorities have arrested 38-year-old Cody Balmer of Harrisburg, who they believe purposely set fire to the home. Officials say in a matter of minutes, Balmer hopped over the fence, broke into the residence, and set the fire using a homemade device. The room Balmer allegedly targeted was where the governor says they just celebrated the first night of the Jewish holiday of Passover. Balmer is set to face a number of charges, including attempted murder, terrorism, and arson.
This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other. No one will deter me or my family or any Pennsylvanian from celebrating their faith openly and proudly.
There is already a security review underway to determine how we can ensure that we don't have a repeat of a situation like this.
And now you heard Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro during that press conference, and you can just tell that he was highly upset and frustrated about this situation. But one of the things he had mentioned during this press conference was the fact that he is not fearful. One of the things that brought up a lot of the emotion that he was having during that press conference was the fact that his family and his guests, his kids, were all in the home during this point in time and all had to be involved in this scary situation. And at this point in time, as they continue to investigate, there may be a possibility that there might be even additional charges coming up as this investigation continues.
Greg Payne there with Fox 29 Philadelphia. Always a pleasure, Greg, when we can have you join us here on Live Now from Fox. A lot of eyes on this story, so thank you so much for the detailed breakdown.
Details about the man accused of setting fire to Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's residence in Harrisburg.
You can see the damage that part of the mansion suffered early yesterday morning. Shapiro and his family were home at the time.
Yeah, it's terrifying. New at 10, we're getting our first look at the suspect. 38-year-old Cody Balmer in this newly released mugshot. This coming as court documents shed new light on just how this attack unfolded.
Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live in the Satellite Center with the latest details. This is so disturbing, Catherine.
Is disturbing, and authorities say Cody Balmer confessed and told authorities that he would have attacked Shapiro with a hammer had he found them. This all remains under investigation.
Reporting a large fire in the dining room on the first floor. They can see fire out the windows.
New details released today about the arson attack early Sunday morning at the governor's mansion in Harrisburg that forced Governor Josh Shapiro and his family to evacuate. just hours before the fire. The family had celebrated Passover in this dining room that now sits in ruins.
We experienced an attack not just on our family, but on the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Court documents state that 38-year-old Cody Balmer of Harrisburg admitted to harboring hatred toward the governor. In an interview with investigators, Balmer said he removed gasoline from his lawnmower and poured it into 2 Heineken bottles. Authorities say Balmer later walked an hour to the governor's mansion and around 2 a.m. broke 2 windows with a hammer and threw the Molotov cocktails he made inside.
State troopers assigned to our detail banged on our door, woke us up and told us we had an emergency and needed to leave immediately.
According to court documents, after Balmer fled, he contacted an old girlfriend who called the police. She said Balmer confessed and said he wanted her to tell law enforcement. A short time later, Balmer turned himself in. Sources tell ABC News that Balmer is a mechanic who expressed disdain for Democrats in the past, primarily related to financial issues. Investigators are not ruling out Shapiro's Jewish faith as a motivating factor.
The charges will include attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson.
If this individual was trying to deter me from doing my job as your governor, rest assured I will find a way to work even harder.
And police say due to a medical event not related to his arrest or the incident, Balmer was taken to the hospital where he's being treated. He remains under police supervision. Once he's released, he'll be taken to prison for his arraignment. We are live from the Satellite Center. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News. Nydia.
Guys, that's the story of this idiot Cody Balmer. And you mark my words, this fucktard will never get out of prison. What he did was stupid as hell. It's always these motherfuckers that come out of nowhere that look like nobodies that do this type of shit. This is what happened when you have a man that don't have a girlfriend in his life that gives him ass on a regular. That's what you get. That goofy ass Gandalf from Lord of the Rings beard, stupid pictures, him making dumbass faces and shit, sitting at home, eating TV dinners, hating the world because his life is what it is. Now, I'm going to tell you something. They slap him with a whole bunch of charges. You know what I'm saying? Watch hate crime be one of them. Watch. They just celebrated Passover and stuff. If you looked at the narrative, the way they was doing it, because the governor's Jewish, they're going to slap him with it. Watch. Dumb as hell. He got gas out of his lawnmower. You know how hard it is to get, what, you got to lift it up or siphon the gas out? All this other stuff. What goes through somebody's mind to where they say, you know what, I'm going to do something. I'm going to strike a fatal blow because I'm not the only one that feels like this. And I'm going to pick out somebody. And what I'm going to do is going to go down in infamy. And it's going to change the world. What you did was stupid. You fucked up almost $1 million in damage in a place that he doesn't own. They're going to revitalize that quick because he's the governor of Pennsylvania. He's going to use taxpayer funds, including yours, dumbass, to fix it back up. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't hurt him or his family. They all made it out alive. He walked an hour, y'all. An hour. He put gas in Pepsi bottles and walked an hour, climbed over a gate of a well-lit establishment, broke in the house, set the shit off, then ran like a bitch, and then told his girlfriend, tell him I did it. Why ain't you staying there while the shit was burning up and say I did it? That's the thing. If you bold enough to do some shit, you should be bold enough to stand on it. I'd have gave his dumb ass more respect, even though he don't get no respect from me. I'd have gave him more respect for his act if he had stood there and put his hands up and got arrested on the spot and the governor seen his face. Think about it. It's the same MO with this type of fucktard. Do some crazy shit, run away, but want notoriety for it. You called an ex-girlfriend and she told right on you and you told her to tell. Makes no sense. Ass backward thinking, ass backward actions that don't result in nothing except the person's own demise. No different than people that do all these mass shootings then take themselves out before the police come. How cowardly can you be? Listen, at any given time, said he was mad at the Democrats and all this other stuff for financial means or whatever. At any given time out here, there are going to be people that disapprove with the way government is run and different parts, factions of how laws are and stuff. I'm one of them people. with the justice system. But in no way, shape, or form am I going to attack a judge or attack somebody and look like I did something to get praise. I look like a fucking idiot because it don't change nothing except my present situation for the worse, like him. He'll never get out of jail, and he looks dumb as hell. Now, he'll go to jail, and people will see him as a celebrity, like, oh, yeah, that's the guy that did that. But as time goes by and you're forgotten, the more people that learn about you talk about how stupid you are. Should have known better. Get him the fuck out of here. I'd show him the flowers. You know what I'm saying? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I don't know Governor Shapiro. I don't. But he said, now I'm going to go harder. You know what I'm saying? Him and his kids made it out, you know, alive, even the pets and the people. But I mean, damn, man, all this for nothing. Talking about he would have hit him with a hammer if he could have found him. That must be a big place for him to bust up in there and they ain't even hear it. Then another thing that didn't sound right to me before I leave out of here, listen to this. He said they were woken up by banging on the door, but you wasn't woken up by the fire being set. The smoke didn't wake y'all up. People came and said the house was on fire and woke you up. That's how you woke up? The house was on fire? Like, it makes no sense. I would have smelt the smoke and then be like, yo, I woke up from that. But damn it, that must be a big place if the smoke ain't get to them like that. But anyway, what do I know? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I think I said that already. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.